Alright guys, got another pickup video for you today. I know I keep saying I'm not buying any more games, and I keep telling my wife that too. And unfortunately I'm lying to her and myself apparently, because here I am with a new game. This one I don't feel bad about. This is kind of a rare situation where a rare game comes up for sale and you just don't have an opportunity. It was at a really good price, and I'll kind of dig into that a little bit here in a second, but it's just it's one of those games that I didn't really play back in the day, but I've seen a lot of talk about it over the years. And games like iRobot, Major Havoc, just some of those games that are really rare. They didn't make very many of them, and the game is really fun. And that's kind of the difference. Is there's a lot of rare games out there, where only a handful were made, but nobody wants them because they're just simply not fun games to play. And you've got limited floor space. So you're going to take up space with a game you don't want to play just because it's rare? No, you're going to wait and get the good fun games, and that's what this one is. So apparently Atari made about 750 of these. How many survived is a total unknown. It's one of those games that you see converted from time to time. But the thing that really drew me to this one is, and the reason why I made the sort of exception to buy another game when I don't really have space for one, is the condition. I know it's difficult to tell with the GoPro here. It's not, it's not shooting in 4K or anything, but this thing is in absolutely fantastic original condition. When I go and I restore a game, I'm hoping to have it look like this at the end. And this is an original 1983 game that just looks like it rolled off the assembly. I mean, it's a 9.5 easily. There's nothing I have to do to this game whatsoever other than just play it and enjoy it. And obviously that's with as many restore projects as I've got, you guys have seen in other videos. That's kind of what I'm looking for right now, is just games to play. So anyway, this was posted to Clav. There was a price check on it a couple weeks ago. Somebody had one. I guess some people, I don't know, I wasn't on Clav that day, but some people gave them sort of a price range of around $2,500. So the next morning, really early, like 5-6 o'clock in the morning early, he updated his price check post with a for sale and asked $2,600. And having tracked these games and seen what they've sold for, I knew it was a heck of a deal, particularly for the condition. So it's a $4,000 game probably all day long, and in this condition on eBay, who knows? It could even go crazier than that. So at $2,600, plus the cost to ship, I knew I couldn't pass it up. So here it is. I got it shipped over along with a friend of mine bought a couple of his other games. So we were able to bulk up a package and send 4 games over at once, which helped to offset some of the shipping costs, and ended up getting it for about a fourth of what I would normally pay to ship just one. So that was a great deal. But I mean, look at it. The side art is like just perfection. The corner is not a broken one. You can hardly see any wood spots even showing. It's all black everywhere. The control panel is perfect, tight stick. Amazing coin door. I know this side you won't be able to see very well, but that side has got not a mark on it. And the coolest part about it, for me at least, was that it was original. I mean, it's serial number 515. The monitor, which is an Atari Disco, you can see in there, serial number 515. Go down and you look at the boards. It's the original Atari switching power supply, which is not like the more modern ones. The original board. It had some service tags in it from 2009, which I thought was pretty cool. For me, a guy who doesn't really like to work on boards and those things, to have it have been serviced recently in its life, I just thought that was really cool. So I know the other cool thing was the coin counter inside is only up to 5,000. So 25 cents a game, 5,000, it's $1,250. I don't know what this thing costs new, but I'm going to say back in the 80s, it probably was $2,000, $2,500. It never even made anywhere near its money back in the arcade, and I think that's why it survived as well as it has, because it just simply didn't get played that much. So anyway, that's the update on this. That's another game. We're going to roll this one into the house for sure, so definitely looking forward to getting some games on that. As far as the nostalgia thing goes, I didn't have iRobot growing up, so I've always wanted to play the game, but it wasn't a must-have. So I'll probably enjoy it for a while and maybe sell it. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it in the long run. I've been wanting to play the game. I've played it a little bit right before I started shooting the video, and it's fun. So I'm definitely going to be keeping this for a while, maybe forever, maybe, who knows? We'll see. So anyway, that's that. And then let's do a quick update on the rest of the games as well. So I finally got an electrician out here last week and got all the wiring done. So for the first time in, let's call it 9-10 months of having all these games piled up in the garage, I actually get a chance to have them turned on, which is kind of a nice change. So, there are little things and tweaks and things I'm going to need to do to them. That's what happens when you don't plug a game in for, 9 months. Galaga, of course, works great, looking perfect. Super Mario Brothers, all set up for the versus Super Mario is all set up, so we can do that. Let me kill myself here. And Discotron's working great, no problems there. Now Tron, the monitor works great, the board is great, but it's got the wrong stick in it, and unfortunately, it's something inside. This stick only goes left, and let me tell you, playing Tron when you can only go left is tough. So that is definitely one that I'm going to do sooner rather than later, because I love Tron. I'd like to play the game while I'm waiting to restore it, but I need a stick that goes another direction. So anyway, that one I'm going to do some work on. Track and Field, the marquee light, Centipede light, same thing. The games work great, but the lights both are out, and then I need to look at those. So Robotron, I plugged it in today for the first time since I had it, actually, and it's stuck on the bookkeeping screen. So I've played the game before. I know it works. I just need to figure out what's going on with that. So I will do that. And then Qbert, I love Qbert. This monitor is beautiful. Every time I get the whole dialed in the last couple days, I turn it off and I turn it back on, and it's rolling on me. So I need to look at this one a little bit more. But the power supply was rebuilt, the board, everything was all serviced before I bought it. So I know that it's a dial. It's just these things are so finicky and tough to dial in. So I need to work on that. Let's see. So the Multi-Williams, the Berserk, those are still projects for further out. I might actually go ahead and wire those games up at least to have them playable. So you might see that in the next couple of videos where those all of a sudden are working. The restorers of the cabinets and things will be later on, but at least for now I'll be able to play them. Mario Brothers is working, but the red is missing, so I need to either rejuve the tube or do something. I don't know yet, but I got to figure that out. Donkey Kong's working. I just need to repair this left side, and then that one will actually be going out to sale. I'll put new T-molding and stuff on it. I got some side art for it as well. And then finally, the neo-geo. Let me kill Mario here. So if you watched my video last week, you saw this pickup. I actually ended up paying $200 for the neo-geo 4 slot. Came with 4 games. But I also had, the guy had the monitor that was originally in it, 25-inch Wells Gardner, and then 2 brand new in the box, now 25-inch monitors. So I took one, I installed it in the game, brand new monitor for a Neo Geo was going to be awesome. And then I actually listed the other one on eBay. Just, I threw a number out there thinking, okay, $500 or best offer, let's see what happens. And it sold within like a couple hours. So obviously I priced that a little low, but 500 to make 500 on the monitor, and I gave the other kind of dead one out to another clobber for $40. So in about 540 there, spent 200, and then I went ahead and bought some extra parts. Like I got the new overlay and I bought the new power supply. And unfortunately, the other power supply took this board out, so it was pretty charred. So I ended up having to actually buy a new 4-slot Neo Geo board, which is on its way. So at the end of the day, I'll probably have, I will have a serviced board, a brand new power supply, a brand new monitor, and new overlay, and I'll have the cabinet, of course, and I'll still have made like $200, $300. So, that's an amazing deal to have all that and still make some money. And that sort of leads towards the one thing I wanted to talk about today is I had some feedback on the post, just, asking questions, how do you afford all this stuff? The games are so expensive these days. I don't know how anybody buys it anymore. And so I thought I would just mention kind of what I do. So all the games that I have here, I also in the house have a restored Donkey Kong. I have a restored Donkey Kong Jr., restored Miss Pac-Man, restored PlayChoice 10 dual monitor. I have a Galaga Mini, and then I have a Lord of the Rings pin, and I have the newer Stern Star Trek pin. All home use only, fantastic condition. All of those games, plus everything you see here, I bet I'm not into this hobby more than $6,000, maybe $7,000 total. And that might actually be too much. I might be less than that, maybe even 5. And what I do is I just simply have Craigslist notifiers, and I, when a game comes up for sale on Craigslist, I get the notification and I look to see what it is. And if it's something that's a good deal, regardless of whether it's a game that I want, I'll buy it, because then I'll go either fix it and flip it out and resell it, Or if it's something I want, then it rolls right into the house, like the neo-geo here that I got on a Craigslist deal. But the Donkey Kong, the Galaga, the Super Mario versus, I mean, all these things are Craigslist deals. And just buying and selling and buying and selling and taking the profits you make from one game and investing it in another, and then every once in a while you get that huge score where you can make like $1,000 on a game. You just keep doing that. And this doesn't even take like 10 years. You can do this over a very short period of time. You just got to be smart about what you're doing and diligent. When a good deal comes up, don't waste time questioning the seller. Just get in your truck and drive over there and buy it. And figure it out. If it's cheap enough, to what you don't really care whether it works perfectly or not because you can fix it, then that's a good enough deal. Just go get it. And just rinse, repeat over and over and over. And you will find that you'll have an amazing collection, number one, and you will have very little money into it, number two. So anyway, that is my tip. That is what I did. It will work for you. You don't even have to quite honestly, you don't even have to do it with just arcade games. Like I'll go hit up garage sales on the weekend. I don't do it because I need to make money from it. I just do it because it's fun. It's the hunt. It's the chase. I'll find things at a garage sale that are, old video games or, just old stuff that looks cool. You got eBay on your phone. If you see something you think is interesting at a garage sale, look it up real quick. Pick it up, put it in your hand, look it up on eBay real quick, and buy it. And then create an account and sell and make money that way too, and then turn and put all that money back into your arcade games. You don't need to be rich to do this stuff at all. And that also takes the wife aggro out of it a little bit, quite honestly, because my wife knows that I don't spend any of our money on any of this stuff. The only thing that does is take up space. And she likes to play the games, and of course the kids love them, so that's all good. But anyway, so that's the tip. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the videos. We're going to get to some restores starting this week. I'm going to wrap up the elevator action. We have good weather this weekend, so I'll finally get that done because I love that game and I want to play it. And then the feedback I've been getting from everybody is Discs of Tron is the next one you want to see. So that is what I'm going to do for two reasons. One, because I looked and there really aren't many Discs of Tron videos on YouTube, period. And I couldn't find one that was a restore video. So I thought that filled sort of a little niche there that people want to see a longer restore video. So I might take this and put it into a couple videos. I've got full artwork for it, new site art, new CPO. I've got the two things that I've been waiting on is this marquee frame here where you can see it's peeling, and then this piece of glass here where it's gone on the right, but it's almost gone on the left. Rich at this old game repros both, does an excellent job on it, but he hasn't been selling them for years. And finally this last month or two ago, whatever, he announced that he was doing another run. So I talked to him this week, and I'm supposed to be getting them next week. So anyway, when that comes in, that will be the next one. And it should be good timing. Once I wrap up the elevator action, we can go directly to Discs of Tron. And I imagine that'll probably be 2 or 3 videos at least doing that work. So I'm pretty excited about that. That is a game that's going to be coming up for sale. That's the other reason why I'm excited, is because I want to restore it, put it out for sale, but it gives me a little bit of space so I can get it out of here and I can maybe slide another game in here. So, that's just kind of what you got to do, is just find deals and continue to cycle through them. But I enjoy the work, and I know that the next guy's going to love the game maybe more than I do. So it's a cool collector game. People love it or hate it. There's no in between. But I do like the game, but I also know that taking the money from that can buy me a new pinball or something like that for the house. So that's what I'm choosing to do with it. Anyway, all right, I will talk to you guys later. Let me know if you have any questions. Subscribe to the video, and you can also hit me up on Clav at the Arcade Geek. All right, thanks.